So, you want to improve yourself, and you've been watching all these self-help videos and trying all these Andrew Huberman tactics out there. Well, listen, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you every self-improvement tactic that I've tried over the last 3 years, and most importantly, which ones work and which ones don't. And I'm going to speed run through these pretty quickly, so grab a pen and paper or pull up the notes app on your phone. And without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. So starting off with the one that everyone starts when they first start self-improvement, meditation. The practice where everyone says that you just need to focus on your breath and focus on nothing else. Anytime you think about anything else other than your breath, return back to your breath. Well, I actually disagree with this because when I meditate, I like to just allow my mind to go wherever it wants to. And then after that meditation session is over, I like to reflect on why my mind went to those specific thoughts or feelings. And that's how I'm able to learn more about myself, what I truly want out of life, and who I truly want to become. And it also helps me become more present, which is something that I've struggled with a lot in the past. Because if you're like me and you have all these big dreams and goals and ambitions that you want to accomplish in the future, you can find it pretty hard to be in the present moment and cherish the present moment, which is something that meditation helps out with a lot. Number two, working out. Now, this has been a staple of my life for the last 9 years straight now. And if you've watched any of my videos before, yes, I still went to the gym during that period of time where I was drinking and addicted to drugs and all of that shit. But realistically, I've only been working out seriously, consistently for the last 1,173 days straight. And the reason that I know that, like to the day, is because I actually have the notebook right here. But I have a list of, see, that's 1,173 days. And if I flip through the pages, I don't know if you can see this, but it's just workout after workout after workout. And it's honestly just helped me in so many ways. Like, it's obviously the foundation of my entire self-improvement journey because I used to be 30 pounds overweight. I used to be super, super skinny as a really young kid. And now I'm currently in what I would say the best shape of my life. So obviously, working out, it's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you mentally better. And the best part about it is no matter where you are, how much money you have, or where you're from, all you need is a little bit of space and you can get a great workout in. And over the past 9 years, this has genuinely become a part of my identity. Number three, journaling. Now, although this sounds like something that your little sister does and it's not for ambitious men on self-improvement, it's actually been very, very beneficial to me because it allows me to just spill out all of my thoughts onto paper, which then after I reflect on it, it allows me to make better decisions in my day-to-day life. It helps me track my progress, aka the workout notebook, and just better organize my life and the busy schedule that I have going on. And if you pair this with gratitude journaling, which I was going to make this a separate one, but it's essentially the same thing. But gratitude journaling is where you write down something that you're grateful for and why. And for me, this automatically just puts me in a better mood because it helps me cherish the things that I already have instead of just solely focusing on the things that I don't have yet, which is very important for an ambitious man like me. Number four, deep work. Now, this is a block of focused and uninterrupted work on a task that is important to you. And for me, this changed my life because I went from feeling overwhelmed from a simple school assignment to now running a personal brand that posts 35 pieces of content per week that is done all by me personally. Like, I don't have a team or anything like that, all while going for my master's degree, which I currently have a 4.0 GPA in, and still finding time to train in the gym every single day and keep a happy and healthy relationship with my girlfriend of currently almost 6 years. So essentially, deep work just helps you get more shit done in less time, which leads me into the next self-improvement habit, which is eat the frog. Now, this is a concept of doing the most challenging task for you first thing in the morning. And for me, this is doing cardio because I absolutely hate doing cardio. So that is why I do it first thing in the morning every single morning. And the reason eating the frog is so important is because it helps you build momentum throughout your day. And it gives you a small win right off the bat within the first hour of you waking up, and it prevents you from procrastinating your most important task that you need to do. Number six, essentialism. This is focusing on one main goal and removing anything else that doesn't align with that one goal. And for me personally, this has been very important because if you really think about it, if you want to be great at anything or achieve anything worthwhile, you can't be doing 6 different things at once. I know you see all these millionaires out here who are in real estate, in crypto, they run a personal brand, they're doing this on the side, doing that, but that's not what they did in order to get there. What they did to get there is they focused on one singular thing, they grew that up to a certain level, and then once they already were making a shit ton of money from that one thing, that's when they started increasing all of their other things because they had more bandwidth, they had a team around them and things of that nature. So basically the point is just when you're on the come up like I am now, you should just have one singular focus and dedicate all of your time to that. And any other activity that doesn't align with that one thing should be removed from your life. Number 7, morning sunlight. Now, this was popularized by Andrew Huberman a while ago. And it's basically just the first 15 minutes after you wake up, you go outside and get some sunlight for a few minutes. And apparently, it regulates your circadian rhythm, which helps you sleep better at night and keeps your energy levels high. Personally, I didn't find it that helpful. Maybe it works for you. Maybe you should just go try it yourself. But for me personally, I didn't find it that helpful. Number 8, eating healthy. And when I say eating healthy, don't overcomplicate it. If it has more than 3 to 5 ingredients, don't eat it. If it didn't come from the ground, from a tree, or from an animal, don't eat it. If it looks like it was made in a lab, don't eat it. If your ancestors didn't eat it 500 years ago, just simply don't eat it. Your brain's gonna function better than 99% of the population. You're gonna build muscle faster, and any skin or internal like stomach issues that you've been dealing with, that's gonna go away as well. Number 9, dopamine detox. This is not doing any activities that overstimulate your brain's reward system, such as scrolling, video games, porn, watching Netflix, things of this nature. And limiting yourself from doing these things is going to reset your dopamine receptors so that you can find pleasure in doing hard things rather than seeing them as overwhelming or intimidating, such as working out or doing deep blocks of work for hours upon hours. Number 10, no fap. Just stop touching your own dick. Like, you're going to get increased energy levels. Your self-confidence is going to go up. You're going to have better relationships with women because they can literally smell that shit. Not literally, but like metaphorically. The energy that you give off after you just beat your dick and then you went out and hung out with a woman, like, they can feel that sticky and like repulsive energy that you give off after you've done that. So just stop touching your own dick. And no, according to the experts, you cannot fly when you reach day 90 of nofap. Number 11, monk mode. This is disconnecting yourself from the outside world to focus entirely on improving yourself and working on a big goal that you're trying to achieve. And I'm actually currently in one now that I started on January 3rd. And if you decide to do one for yourself, I wouldn't recommend doing it any longer than about 90 days so you don't become socially autistic, because that's what I found. If I do a monk mode any longer than 90 days, it becomes very hard for me to reintegrate myself back into society and start talking to people and stuff like that. So if you end up deciding to do a monk mode for yourself, 90 days or about 3 months is a good place to start. Number 12, reading. I know it's boring and I know you don't want to do it, but I promise you this shit is a superpower. Because if literally think about it like this, experts in a given field have spent decades studying a particular subject, and they took the time out of their day to write a book and condense all of their knowledge into a couple hundred pages that you can get for like $10 to $20. You would be a fool not to extract as much information as you can about that on a given topic that you're interested in. Now, I've been on and off reading for about 3 years ever since I started my self-improvement journey, but I've been very, very consistent on it since January 3rd, and my goal is actually to read 2 books every month for this entire year. Number 13, visualization. This is imagining desired outcomes that you want to have in your life, such as the body you want, the girl that you have a crush on giving you her phone number, your dream house, your dream car, whatever it might be. And the clearer that you can paint this picture in your mind of the outcome that you desire to have, the more confident that you will be over time that you can actually accomplish that goal. Number 14, looks maxing. This is improving your appearance through things like fashion and grooming and skincare, but don't take this too far. Don't become like one of those TikTok boys who does their makeup before posting a video, or doing their hair in a certain way where it looks like a fucking janitor mop. Like, don't do any of that shit. Just take care of yourself, dress nice, have a nice body, and take good care of yourself. Number 15, cold showers and ice baths. This is essentially just getting in cold ass water, and supposedly it doubles your motivation for like 6 hours, I saw in one study. But I'm not buying that shit. Maybe it's just cope because I hate fucking cold water, but who knows. But what I do know is that it does reduce inflammation in your body if you're super sore from working out or something like that. And of course, it looks cool if you want to post it on social media of you getting in an ice bath. So I guess it's good for that reason. But do you really need to do it? Is it really a beneficial self-improvement tactic? I don't think so. Number 16, stoicism. This is the art of staying cool, calm, and collected during stressful situations. And for the longest time, I thought this was just showing like absolutely zero emotion and being like a robot 24/7, which I thought was a bad thing, which it is. But after I actually learned about it more and did some research on it, I actually realized that it's very, very beneficial in the world of business and just life in general, because you make a lot more logical decisions in the heat of the moment instead of just acting on impulse. Number 17, sleep optimization. Now, this is using a bunch of different tactics and equipment to help you sleep better, such as blackout curtains, mouth tape, sleeping in a cold environment, having a consistent bedtime, and not eating 2 or 3 hours before bed. For me, I don't do every single one of these things, but I do a few of them. And not only do I sleep better, but I actually found out that I need less sleep than before. And it's probably because my sleep efficiency is better and I'm reaching the deepest part of sleep faster and more efficient, which is called REM sleep. But with that being said, take that with a grain of salt, because I've always been known for needing much less sleep than the normal person, which is like a rare gene that very few people have. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer before some of you start trying to sleep 4 or 5 hours a night like I typically do. Number 18, 90-minute coffee. This is also made popular by Andrew Huberman, where basically it just means no caffeine for the first 90 minutes after you wake up, and it supposedly stops crashes during the afternoon. But I've tried this extensively, and this shit just does not work for me. Like, I live my whole life caffeinated. That's just what works best for me, but do what works best for you. You might find out that this works for you, and all I can say is just try it out for yourself. Number 19, 5 a.m. wake up. Now, I've had several seasons in my life where I've woken up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning consistently, and it's definitely very, very beneficial because it allows you to work for about 3 or 4 hours completely uninterrupted because everyone else is asleep, obviously. And it also gives you this feeling of accomplishment because you're a part of the 4 a.m. club or all this corny shit that you see online. But in all seriousness, this definitely does help. But for example, if you're not a morning person and you're more productive late at night, then go do that. Either pick super earlier in the morning or super late at night, whichever one works best for you, and get your most productive work done during those hours when no one will bother you. Number 20, planning tomorrow today. This is simply just writing down your to-do list for the next day the night before. And as simple as it sounds, this helps me out massively because instead of spending the first 15 minutes of my work block figuring out what to do, I just open up my notebook and I already know exactly what I have to work on because I wrote it down the night before. Number 21, investing in yourself. This is essentially just spending money to improve yourself, whether it be increasing your knowledge in a certain topic, learning skills from a coach that you pay access to get to, buying a gym membership to improve your physique, buying better fitting clothes, which honestly goes back to looks maxing. But my recommendation is if you have the money to do it, 100% go do it. The best investment that you can ever make is on yourself. But if you simply just don't have the money to buy the courses or the better clothes or the nicest gym membership in your town, don't do that. Like, don't waste your money on it if you don't have the money to do it. And do what I do, even still to this day, is where I extract as much free knowledge as possible that's out there. And then if I feel like I still have a missing piece of the puzzle on a certain topic that I'm trying to learn more about, then that's when I'll pay the money to get the course or whatever it might be. And the last thing I'll say on this one is going back to reading, I highly recommend that you start buying self-help books. If you want me to make like a top 10 favorite books video in the future, I'll make one of those. Let me know down in the comments. But that's pretty much been the one thing that I've been spending the most amount of money on recently because I'm trying to read, like I said before, at least 2 books per month for this entire year. Number 22, mewing. This is where you hold your tongue at the roof of your mouth because it gives you a better facial structure and a sharper jawline over time. And back in the day, I used to be absolutely obsessed with this and I focused on it so much that I just naturally do it now whenever I'm not talking. But you can definitely see like I was just doing it there. Like, it definitely gives you like a better jawline and a better facial structure, if I do say so myself. And as a side note, because I know someone is going to say something about this, but if you're fat as fuck, this is not just magically going to give you a sharp ass jawline that can cut diamonds. Like, lose weight first. Like, you already need to be in pretty decent shape first for this to actually work. And last but not least, number 23, edging. Obviously, we're saving the best one for last here, right? But this is essentially where you beat your meat without ever actually finishing. And some people will claim that this improves your discipline and increases your testosterone somehow. But if you believe either of those things, you might have single digit IQ like I did 3 years ago. Because this is not a self-improvement tactic. This is just retarded. That's the simplest way to put it. But I just threw it in there at the end just for fun. But I think that is all of them. 23 self-improvement tactics. But let me know if I missed any of them down in the comments below. I hope you either learned something new from this or you got motivated to start implementing some of these into your own life. But thank you for listening to me today, and I'll see you in the next one.